Whenever you're ready.
You would not believe your eyes if 2 million Venn users went online, lit up the net as you were asleep. 'Cause they fill the open air, job opportunities everywhere. You think good screwed with you, just stand there, stare. We'd like to make the world believe that Venn could change the industry. Hard to say that we'd rather stay offline and unemployed when Venn can make our dreams reality. My name is Brooke Berry, and I'm one of the 2 million unemployed artists in the United States. With the help of my colleagues, Kevin Knapp, Colin Starvell, Billy Evon, and Grace Sanfilippo, and with our program, or our service, Venn.net, we hope to change that statistic. Now, among those 2 million users that will potentially use our website, there are a bunch of people who are unemployed in the artistic realm that are more close to home. Every Friday night, I go and I sing at an open mic at Grassroots, which is like this little indie kind of place in town, and I've been going there for about a year and a half now. And after going there for so long, I've made so many great connections and just made so many great friends. And one of those people is a man by the name of John Jorgensen. He is a 26-year-old who has been singing there for about the same amount of time I have. And one night we were talking and having a great conversation after we had just performed, and I asked him what he was doing with his life. And after expecting response to be something like writing a song or making an album, he looked me in the eye and he said that he was a history teacher in the 6th grade. And I asked him if that was really what he wanted to be doing with his life, and he said no. And it's people like John and all the other people at Grassroots and everyone else who want to be in the music industry and the artistic industry and anything that has to do with the arts that can't have the money or the funding or don't have the opportunities to make that a reality. So they have to do jobs that they're not passionate about in order to make a living. So with the help of Venn, we want to solve this problem by creating a website that allows the artists to connect with opportunities, employers, and jobs. To lower the statistic. To talk more about that is my colleague Kevin Knapp.
So for our customer segment, we're looking at 16 to 30 unemployed starving artists who are trying to get jobs but can't. And a job for an artist is different than a traditional job, because artists go job to job. They don't get paychecks. They don't get contracts, and so they're trying to find what's next for them every week. We also are, the other piece to our customer segment is the talent agencies, because without the talent agencies, the corporations, the organizations, we have no jobs to give these artists. So they're a key part of our customer segment. Our competition's primarily LinkedIn. They're one of our main competitors. They're a pretty broad competitor though. We are more focused in on artists and the music industry. And Actors Access and casting networks, both of those are specific towards the film industry. Both of them, it's not free, you have to pay for both, and are specific to the acting. Ours, we're looking to combine film and music. And our UVP is, we first off are free for all customers, and we will be charging a small fee for businesses. And for LinkedIn, for their premium page, it's up to $1,000 for a business. It's over $100 a month to be able to go out and find people and search for employees. And ours for businesses will be around. Every post that they put up, we'll update it. We help help them find jobs based on location, so they can find jobs near them that are convenient for them. And also we help create a network between employees and employers.
So our total addressable market is the 8.7 million people in the United States alone that are unemployed. 1.8 million of those people are in the artistic industry. So we estimate that 640,000 of those people would use our premium membership. Our premium membership is one of our main revenue streams. We would charge $2.99 a month, and this number is relatively low because of how our main customer segment is the starving artists. So we want to make the number more appealing to them to make it easier. Another form for revenue is advertising on the site. It's for when the business side of our customer segment could advertise their companies on our website. And then the talent solutions, this is when the business side and the talent recruiters and the talent agents can pay an additional price to easily find more information on the most popular talent that is in our site. LinkedIn has a similar, does the same thing as talent solutions. Recently they had $568 million in sales, and 61% of that came from the talent solutions. So the talent solutions is a very profitable revenue stream. Our projected cost per COGS, since we're a website, our only fee is from the credit card commission that we have when our members input their credit card information for the premium membership. Our SG&A, the main cost is from advertising. Advertising is the #1 way on how we get our members. So the more we spend on advertising means the more members that we receive, and therefore the more revenue. For the 5-year financial model, year 1, the revenue is relatively small because we're still picking up. We're just getting our name out, and it's very important first year to really get our name out. So we spend a lot more on advertising the first year. And then over the course of the following years, we spend more and more on advertising, which can be seen as our net income continues to grow. And now our colleague Billy will take the MVP.
For our MVP, we created 4 sources that we felt were very substantial. Our main one is our landing page, since we're going to be a website. We made our landing page with the efforts in mind of our customers and how they would want a website that would be very simplistic and easy to use. On the landing page, they would select if they're an employer looking to employ people or an employee searching for a job. And as well, they would input their first name and their last name, so we can address them for me when they send emails to us, or when we send emails to them. And we'll send them emails about updates happening with VEN, alerts, what's happening with VEN, and as well just to get them more involved in the VEN community. We currently have a Kickstarter account, but have yet to start a project because we're still waiting upon some legal info that we have to input. But we will be pledging for around $3,500 on the Kickstarter over a 60-day period to get the maximum amount of funding we can. And so for social media, we currently are on Facebook, and we recently established that, so we don't have many users or likes on that yet, but we will be exposing ourselves to more socially interactive sites that fit our customer segment, such as Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and Vine. And as well, we'll be going onto blogs and sites that we can get the maximum exposure from. And we currently have an explainer video in the making, but have yet to finish it due to just starting up other projects all the time in the class, and we'll hopefully finish that soon and get that up on YouTube and our landing page and Kickstarter as well. And for our timeline, within the next week, we are looking to launch our landing page and our Kickstarter. And we're hopefully on our landing page, our goal is to get around 10,000 views within the first 2 months on our site, and have it only double or triple in the following months past that. And on our Kickstarter, like I said, we're looking for $3,500 within the first 60 days to get the maximum amount of funding on there as well, and to get more people involved in the VEN community through that. And then during our advertising campaign, we're hopefully going to finalize that up in the following week after that, just finishing up all the applying for the sites as well. And then our explainer video is not real importance to us at the moment, but we'll hopefully finish that after our advertising campaign or sooner than that as well.
Our key metrics for our MVPs. In the first month after launching our landing page, we hope to have 5,000 clicks on our landing page. And the same goes with our explainer video. We'd like to have our explainer video get 5,000 views in the first month as well. And in month 2, by the end of late April, we hope to have 10,000 views, so that number doubles. The strategies and how we're going to achieve these key metrics. One is email. We have our old mentor helped us contact some professors at University of Columbia, Chicago. So we're sending out emails to help them have an idea of what our business is and help them promote to their students what we are doing, to help them get those potential customers on our site. Another thing we are going to do is posters and flyers. As Brooke says, she goes to Grassroots every Friday. There's a lot of people there. We're going to put posters and flyers out there. And as well, our customer segment is 16 to 30. So we are going to go to fine arts programs throughout the Chicagoland area in high schools. Another thing we are going to do is vlogs. Many of the actors in the East Coast are around on 2 websites, backstage.com and broadwaystars.com. It's a blog area where they all talk about jobs in the area and discuss about jobs they had in the past. So we would put up advertising on the site to get the actors to come to our site to help find them jobs. And as Billy said before, we would also use Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram to help promote who we are and find those people on social media. The cost, our landing page currently is $20 a month. That comes to $120 because we want our landing page for 6 months. For Kickstarter, Billy said that we were pledging for $3,500 for a 60-day period. When it comes to Kickstarter, we're a website. We're not, like, the money is an added bonus. Kickstarter is another way for us to advertise who we are. So Kickstarter, what we're offering, anyone who gives us money, $25 or more, we're going to send them those wristbands at the bottom. So $150 will be going to create those wristbands. And the advertising, like I said earlier, for our strategies, the posters and the flyers, the $100 would go towards creating those posters and flyers that we can put up in stores like Grassroots or places like Grassroots and the other high schools where we can get artists and musicians at the age of 16 to 18. So that comes to a total of $370. We are asking for $370. Thank you for your time.
Very good.
Yeah, very well done.
Any questions?
So what I didn't see in the MVP is testing the market on how to get the employer portion of it. It seems to be heavily focused on getting the artist portion. And like you said, Brooke, there's a lot of those. And so why is unemployment really high for artists? Because there's not a lot of gigs. And so the value creation that you have is bringing up, building an inventory of gigs. And once you have that, you can probably do a better match. And so how are you thinking about doing, getting employers or, people wanting artists?
There are a few agencies in Chicago. I know I'm affiliated with one of them, and we would be more than happy to talk to us in the next upcoming months. There's also a lot of underground blogs that are very unknown almost, and they're public sites where they post exactly what castings are going on or what auditions or gigs are going on at that moment. So we would also be able to have a network of people to go underground online and find those postings and put them on our site for all of our users to see as well. So it's almost like we're the detectives to see what is going on.
Yeah, it's a curating model. I mean, if you could be the consolidator of gigs, artists will love that.
Yeah.
It's one place to go to find a gig, and
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of narrowing the search
I
down.
think.
And as well with that, since we're not going directly for money at the point where we have to be a user-based site, and the more users we get, we feel like we could attract more recruiting agencies and people who come in, and I feel like our advertising will reach out to them, but we'll also have to set up meetings with them and talk to them personally about getting on the site and starting contracts.
Do local artists actually go to LinkedIn to find a gig?
No, and
I was confused actually on what kind of jobs you were talking about. I was going to ask, I'm glad you clarified. It's gigs, not like regular part-time, full-time jobs, right? It's gigs in their field, like singing jobs,
yes, for sure.
stand-up comics, getting comic gigs, that type of thing.
LinkedIn is a very indirect competitor to us. We definitely use them as a model because they're such a well-developed company and website, and they are all business, really.
So what's the connection, what is VIN? I don't get the VIN chart, the connection with VIN to all of this.
Well, the connection behind it-
I'm old, so maybe I'm
Well, the reason we put the 3 there is because
I get that part.
We saw the
understand
name,
that.
Ven was already taken, so we changed it up a little bit to be a little more creative, since we're applying to the creative community anyways. And, but the reason with like the Venn diagram in the background is because we're taking these all different groups of people in these categories and then grouping them together so they can get the one final conclusion of getting a job.
So clarify for me, what are the 3 groups of people that you're trying to connect?
It's more than 3 people. Right now, we're trying, because it is such a huge customer segment, we're definitely narrowing it down to focus mainly on musicians and actors, but we also are looking to expand the customer segment to artists like painters, drawers, sculptors, so people can hire them directly to make a sculpture or painting for them. Or we want to do graphic design as well, so people in the graphic designs can kind of come to us and we'll hook them up in a way.
Okay, so if I needed to simplify this, it's really group of artists and people who will pay for their talent. So you're really overlapping 2. And then within the group of artists, I'm hearing performance artists, which includes musicians, right? Comedy, actors, as well as muralists, graphic design, whatever. So that's the big world of art. If that's going to be the way to go, it's fine to learn from the LinkedIn model, but that is so conservative, it is so stuffed shirt and counter. It's not going to attract me as an artist. I mean, what does an artist do? They develop a portfolio. They've got headshots. They've got, they don't do resumes. I mean, so really you need to speak the language of an artist, but then put your business hat on and then go over to the other side of people who will pay, what Mr. Miles was talking about in terms of who's going to hire these people for either parties or whatever.
It's the branding. See, you're starting off, I think, with disadvantaging yourselves with a brand problem, because you're going to have to spend money and time and effort to even explain what this brand and logo is. I mean, if you're out, really what you're trying to do is aggregate gigs and bring the community together. I mean, the name off the top of that, I think Giggeist. You know, it's like, Gig Central, Giggeist, Gig something. It's like, it's about the gig. Make that the focus, because otherwise people see this, they're going to have no idea what it is. Even people in the community aren't going to resonate to that.
Right.
Artists aren't going to see that as a booking. You're basically a online booking agent service, in social community. So I would look at the branding aspect of it, be easier to sell.
Yeah.
And
Make it
again,
more
to the
straightforward.
language, get away from the LinkedIn's concept, because that's just make people think of corporate jobs, not creative jobs.
It's fine to learn from it,
Yeah.
because it could be a talent match, for example, that you're trying to do. So, I'm moving on to your MVP, and what concerns me is a lot of the building that would be needed to create your web presence, the advertising, everything. And I'm just wondering, are there ways to replicate that experience with free stuff? Like with your Facebook pages, could you create a Facebook group for artists, Facebook page group for artists, and call it Talent Match or Gig Match or whatever you want to call it? And start bringing in your friends, start friending your friends that are artists, and people you meet at Grassroots or Consolidated Music or the music store in Palatine, and start meeting with the teachers there, because all those music teachers are also artists looking for gigs as well. So start getting your database feeding into that. And then you need to start thinking about, well, who's likely to employ these folks?
So a lot of times, we think of our business as a technology play. You're thinking of a website bringing this all together, or an app bringing it all together. And if you go back to the problem that you're trying to solve, it's this mismatch between artists not having jobs. And I would encourage you in your MVP to think about doing something very manual to prove out that you have expertise to match that. And we will worry about creating the website and the functionality of the website and the app later. So, in your MVP, if you concentrated on just going out and finding what you call the employers, I would probably change that word, because it's really not an employer. That it's the person that needs the artist. All right. If you could find those, and then say, I'll find you somebody that can do that job, and through your network and through Facebooking and through just old-fashioned recruiting, you started hustling, but start with start with the job order, and then find the person after that. And you'll have a week or two to find the person, but someone's not gonna expect you to fill that gig the next day. They're not gonna expect 24-hour response time, but they might expect, I need somebody in 10 days. And then you'll have 10 days to hustle. And do it, you can do this for free, or you can charge a commission, either way. But once you start getting effective in matching, and you're known as the gig stop by the artist community, artists will start coming to you because, hey, I can get a job through these guys. And as you start getting really good talent, employers or people needing gigs will start coming to you. And you can do that with just all hard work and, a little bit of an Excel spreadsheet to pull that together.
Show the value, don't tell the value. You've got to actually demonstrate that there's value there.
And along those lines of demonstration, Brooke, you got my attention when you opened up the presentation. Your artists, talent community, they can load up, they can upload mini auditions, their songs, or a little video that they've created to demonstrate their videographer skills. They can upload the talent onto your Facebook group page.
That was
That's
part
possible.
of our MVP.
Real quick question as we think about how much money to give you an MVP. Are you guys comfortable with going to a non-technical approach to this problem? Yeah, because then the way you spend the money is a little different, right?
We talked to a lot about going out to that open as an option.
Yeah,
We've talked about that.
I don't know about the rest of the board, but you know, spending the money, I guess.
So you got the 4-year.
If you can prove out.
I do my thing
Curator, consolidator is,
And then you know,
website,
that for like
I can talk to you, so somebody's singing. Whatever that is, start creating a list and say, I want to take responsibility for finding the talent for you. And I don't care if you do it for and then you can start developing a testimony.
Not just to find new gigs, those who are which is, Melissa's is already playing. How do you get more gigs? I need a number. Restaurants or Michael, whatever they ask for. Was it 75,000?